What's good, my lovely spirits? It's the humble wise one, Solace. Today I want to do this very interesting video called Understanding Nature. And it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. Now, most people, they see nature as a place. And the reason I say this is because of the way people speak in regards to nature. So most people see nature as the outdoors, or they see nature as the forest or the wilderness, but they view nature as a place. And they say things like, I'm out in nature, and I'm going to be one with nature today. So nature is viewed as a place in the life. And it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp, because this is wrong. Nature is not a place. Nature is the personality of the life. It is the way the life exists. So to say the nature of a man is to basically say the way the man exists. To know the nature of a man is to know the way the man exists, in how he moves, in the order and the way he moves. You know the nature of beast, so you understand the way that the beast operates and moves in the life. And this is what nature is. Nature is the description of the personality or the way life exists. So you have to understand, nature is not a place. We tend to think that if we go outdoors, then we're one with nature. Nature is not outdoors, indoors. It has nothing to do with a place or an environment. It has to do with the personality of life, the nature of the life, the existence that we live in, not the nature in how we live in the existence, but the nature of the existence that we live in. So this is what nature is. And to be one with nature is to be one with the life. Because nature is basically the word for life. We tend to have life as life, and nature is an aspect of life, as opposed to being nature is the life. So you have to grasp, it's a deep thing. The people of Kim in the past, they had an understanding of nature in the way I'm explaining it. So when they spoke of Netta, this was their way of saying the life. But deeper than just saying the life, the nature of the life. They understood the nature of the existence. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. In order for you to know that Netta did not mean nature to them in a sense of how nature means to us, is because you have the Neteru. Now the Neteru are living beings. So nature can't just be a place in life, it has to be the existence. So you have to grasp, they see nature in a deeper aspect than we do in today times. They see nature or nature as the personality or the way the life works. And to be one with nature or nature was to be one with the life in moving how the life moves. The way a baby is within a woman's body, and it moves in accord to the woman. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. It's just like the animals that live on the planet. They all move in the way of the life. They're one with the life. This is why animals don't need clothes. Grasp. People need clothing when it's cold. They need less clothing when it's not. So we're not in accord with the life. But everything else you see here, they don't need these things. It can be freezing, it can be hot. But the animal's temperature seems to go with the planet. So if the planet is cold, it doesn't affect the ducks in the water. They still do the same things like it's a sunny day. So it's a deep thing you have to observe to get an understanding of things. Now, why is knowing nature important? To know the nature of life is to understand it, to understand the existence of it. And this will help you move in accord with the life, help you to understand all things in the right perspective. So you have to grasp all the knowledge, books, movies, videos, whatever we have, signs, symbols, written language, spoken word. All the things we have were created by living beings in the life. But these things have nothing to do with the life. So you have to grasp that. We can know all the books and movies and things that men said and wrote, but this is not the same as knowing the life. You just know their perspective of it. And it's a deep thing people have to grasp. The life moves a certain way, and all things move in that same accord, whether they go with it or not. So life is rough for man because man does not know the nature of life. Therefore, man does not know how to move in accord with life. And therefore, life is hard for man. And in it being hard for man, it's hard for everything else. Because man messes it up for everything else, being as though they don't understand. So you have to grasp, it's a deep thing. We make the life more complicated than it truly is. It's a deep thing. I was watching this movie called Mad Max. And they was in the desert. Everything's brown and sandy. And they were on their way to the green place. And I said, damn, that's interesting. They call the forest the place where vegetation and food grows and there's water. They call that the green place. And it is green. So anyone, no matter how smart or how dumb, they could understand that. And I said, that is true intellect right there. See, a man can call the forest, the wilderness. He could give the green place any name he wants. But in saying the green place, that is the true description of the place. Therefore, no one could ever get confused on that, especially if they're standing in the brown desert. And you say, man, I'm looking for the green place. I don't care how dumb or smart you are. You'll know what they're talking about. So we have to just understand things. A lot of times we like to get deep into the knowledge. And we get deep into this conscious thing. And then it takes us away from life. We begin to think that the things we do physically mean something. So a person to get conscious and they'll grow locks. And I like locks. It's a nice style. I like it a lot. So I don't want anyone to get lost. My mother has locks. Or she had them for most of my life. But my sister has locks. So locks is a part of my family. I'm not speaking against locks. But I'm saying some people may get locks. And they feel like this is their conscious journey. And the locks is a part of their enlightenment. And none of this means anything. This is all physical, bodily things. To think that your hairstyle matters in your conscious means you're lost in the physical, because a physical hair has nothing to do with your unphysical conscious thoughts. It has nothing to do with how that works. What you wear has nothing to do with your conscious intellect. What you eat has nothing to do with your conscious intellect, because your conscious intellect is who you are, and that is unphysical. In the food you eat, clothes you wear, hairstyles you wear, this is all physical things. Now, you could say dreadlocks or locks is better than perms, wigs, and weaves because it's a natural look. So it is better because a person is not being lost in trying to beautify themselves. They're staying on the humble path, keeping track of the spirit. The spirit means more than the hairstyle. So it's better, being as though it's natural, but it truly holds no reference. So it doesn't matter when you get to the bottom line of things. It is just a physical thing. If you have weave or you have locks, truly has nothing to do with your spirit. You have to grasp that. You can look the part, but that don't mean you live the part. See, I can look like a gangster, yet if someone followed me around with a camera, they would say, man, this brother truly lives on a divine level in the way he moves. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. The eye is the eye, but you must know things. So what you see, this is all of the physical, and it's a part of knowing things, but you can't confuse that with the existence and what you truly are. And it's a deep thing because a young brother, he asked me, he has a whole body full of tattoos, and he's a Christian. And he said, man, is getting tattoos and marking the body truly a sin? Is it wrong? And I told him, because it's a simple thing you have to grasp. Tattoos is wrong, but it's not a sin or wrong because God came down and said it was wrong. It's wrong from the perspective of the life. See, if you have understandings on the existence of the life and the order and how life works and what you truly are as a spirit in a body, then you can grasp how marking the body is wrong. See, you have to grasp, when a person tattoos their body, they're decorating their flesh. So they care more about the flesh than the spirit. So in them decorating the body, they forget about the spirit. You putting more focus into the flesh. You see the flesh is you, so you decorate it so that you can attract others. So now you're lost into trying to provide a visual of lust and liking, and this has nothing to do with a person's spirit. But you're trying to make yourself, you're decorating yourself basically to make yourself good on the eyes. Beauty is an eye thing, eye of the beholder. So tattoos is in now. So a body full of tattoos may be appealing. So people tattoo themselves up and mark their bodies. They decorate their eyelids. All of these things, marking of the body, lipstick, all of this is done for the purpose of appearance. So you care about your appearance more than your spirit. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. It's like this. You're a spirit within the body. Now the spirit is everything, and the body is nothing more than the clothing. But men put clothes on the body, and in that it's a deep thing, because when men put clothes on the body, then the clothes hold more reference to the man than the body. And he's the body, not the clothes. But the clothes is more important to the man than the body. And it's a deep thing. Because when a man is marking his flesh, it's because the body is more important to him than the spirit. He forgot about the spirit. You put more, you take better care of your clothes than your actual body. And you take care of your body more than your spirit. So you have to grasp the order of things and how they lead to a person being lost. Spirits coming into the physical, getting fleshly bodies, is the reason they forgot themselves, that they spirits. And in those bodies being covered in clothes, forget they body. They know more about the clothing than themselves, meaning their body. You know more about clothes than you do about your body. If you get sick or you got a problem, you go to the doctor. You asking people, what do I need for my body? Because you've been neglecting your body. So at this point, you have no clue of your own body. But you know all there is to know about your clothes. So you have to grasp. In decorating the body, more reverence is given to the clothes, and a person forgets to take care of their own body. People put new clothes on their dirty ass body because the appearance and the clothes mean more to them. And it's a deep thing because the same thing happens with the body. In the spirit having the body, you completely neglect the spirit. And now you think you are the body, just like you think you the clothes. So you have to grasp. A person wears the newest clothes and they want the newest Jordans and the newest things. Why? Because those things make them in their mind. Those things are better than their naked body or a cheap pair of clothes. There's a difference between a pair of Jordans and a pair of Levi sneakers. You can ask any kid or anybody. What's better, Jordans or Levi sneakers? They're going to all say Jordans because they're lost in the physical aspect of things. You ask them, go outside with your bare feet or you want to go wear these Jordans. They're going to say, Jordans. I don't like my feet. They ugly. So you have to grasp. The Jordans, which have nothing to do with them, is more valuable to them than their own feet. Their own body. The clothing is more valuable to a person than their own body. People will risk their life for material things. Grasp that. Brother gets shot in his head because he don't want to give up his jacket. Mind you. Why does he hold the jacket in more high regards than his own body? Because this is what happens. When you're in this physical world, you get lost in the physical deep, and it goes deeper and deeper. And this is why I tell people, it don't matter what you eat because people get lost in, oh, you have to be a vegan or you're not conscious if you eat. And I don't want people to get lost and think that I'm trying to convince vegans to eat meat. And this is not what I'm saying. If you're a vegan, this is good. If you're a meat eater, you're a meat eater. This is all physical things, and people have to begin raising their conscience to understand the levels of things. You can debate and argue over what is more healthy to eat, but you still have to remember on a deeper level, those two things don't matter. On the deepest level, those both are physical, and they both are of the life, and you have to just take account for what you take. So eating is true. Eating, period, is a bad thing. And you have to look at it that way. Because every time you eat, that was a life that was cut short. This is why people prayed over their food. It had nothing to do with thanking God. You was thanking the life that was cut down so that yours can be sustained longer. You have to grasp. Y'all eat life that was, I don't care if it was a piece of celery. Somebody pulled that celery from its root and ended its life. And you ate it. And you said, thank you, God. As opposed to saying, thank you to the celery whose life was chopped down. Or thank you to the life that provided the celery. Now, if you believe in God, I'm not telling you, oh, don't believe in, you could believe in God. But just grasp the message in what I'm saying. Physical things, they're all bad. Because all physical things that we deal with is of the life. Your house, if it was built out of wood, it was made with trees. So you have to grasp. When you get lost in the physical, you forget the spirit of things. You forget the essence of things. And then you get knocked off course. And this is why people do not understand the essence of life and how things truly work. We get lost in debating over all physical aspects of things. We then got to the point where we see nature as a physical place. The wilderness, outside, it's somewhere, but this has nothing to do with nature. If somebody said, oh, I know the nature of mankind, that's not to say they know where nature is in man, but they know the way in how men exist in the way they are. And it's the same when you say nature. You are basically saying the description of life, not where it is, but the personality of life and the way life exists, in the way it moves, how it behaves, better yet to say. This is what nature is, the behavior of life. So it's a deep thing. Not the behavior of the living things in the life, because all things within the life that are living, they behave according to their nature. But life has its own nature. And if you look at the living things, they represent the nature of the life, meaning all living things have the seed of themselves within. All living things have bodies, and those bodies are worlds because it has micro life living within it. So you have to grasp the order of the life is the same. A tree lives, it dies. The trees live again. So you have to grasp. Men die, men live. You die again, you live again. So you have to grasp. It's a deep thing you have to understand. Life has its order in its way that it moves. I hear a lot of people on their conscious journey. In their conscious journey is a matter of words, in expressions, in an appearance thing. But there's no true consciousness being raised. There's no intellect being added on to what is already there. There's just the remembering of words, the remembering of how you are to appear, things like this. This is what conscious people in today's times call being conscious. Knowing what to say. The black woman is God. I am conscious. Things like this, you know. The Ankh is life. So you have to remember and say what all those who are a part of what you're a part of is saying. So this is what being conscious is. Wearing your natural looking hair. This is you being on that conscious path and conscious journey. You beginning to be vegan and take better care of your health. This is you being on a verge to being more conscious. But this truly has nothing to do with conscious. This is all just words and appearances. Because a true person in their intellect knows what I eat is of the physical. So it doesn't matter what I eat. What matters is the amount I take, because I'm taking from life. Same with trees or anything in the life. If it's physical and you need it, the amount you take is what's important. And this is what's wrong with people, because you have people out there that are vegans and they're overeating. Now, being as though you could eat a whole bowl of lettuce and not get full. A vegan won't get obese, let's just say. And then they'll think this is good. I ate a whole bowl of lettuce. I didn't get obese. Being vegan is better. But you just killed so much lettuce. It's no regard for the life. So there has to be some sort of regard for the life in whatever you're eating. That has to come first. So if you eat meat or you're a vegan, the first thing that both must understand is the amount you consume. It doesn't matter if you're a vegan or a meat eater. How much you consume must be first, because what you're consuming is life. I don't care if you're eating fish and lettuce. Both are life. I don't care if you're eating cheeseburgers and whatever. Both are life. So you have to grasp. The amount you consume is what's most important. See, it's not a matter that meat is more harmful to your body than vegan food. The thing is the amount that y'all intake. You cannot intake all of that like you could vegan food. You can't eat as much beef as you could fish. So you have to grasp. You don't need as much beef as fish, but people don't eat to sustain themselves. They eat to get full. So you have to grasp. All you need to do is eat to get through the day. You don't need to eat to get full and say, yes, that was delicious. You don't have to do that. That's a life. You was eating. So levels of conscious has to be completely raised. People have to begin to learn the things they do. See, I haven't gotten a tattoo since 2002 because of my understandings. Marking of the flesh. This is being lost in the decorations of the flesh. Caring how you look and what you have on, and this is all about appearance. This is about you appealing to others. Appealing to others is where lust and like and status and all these things begin. And this is wrong. This doesn't even matter when you're dealing with what you truly are, which is the spirit. You're worrying about the temporary things. How you look is temporary. What you wear is temporary. But the spirit is what is being neglected. So people have to truly grasp. Now, am I saying don't look good and don't take care of yourself? And we have to understand, putting on makeup and beautifying yourself has nothing to do with taking care of yourself. Making sure your sneakers are clean has nothing to do with taking care of yourself. So grasp. But if you like to look good and do these things, you just have to understand where they lead. They lead to you losing sight that you the spirit, and you begin to neglect your spirit for the body and the desires of it. Think about that. You'll neglect your spirit for a bodily desire, and then you have guilt after that. And then you having the body, and you indulging into the bodily desires, then you begin to decorate the body with clothing, markings, and then these things become more important to you than your own body. And then it just don't ever stop. Then you catch hold of yourself and you say, the clothing is not more important than my body. I got to start taking better care of my body. Forget the clothes. But you still forgot about the spirit, because this is how far indulging in the physical will take you. And this is how we are disattached from the life. This is why things I say sound so foreign to people. Brother put on my post earlier, man, you were agent. I know you were agent. And I'm laughing in my mind at this nigga like, you got to be retarded. If you think I'm an agent, you gotta truly be retarded. I never take that serious. That's retarded. But he says I'm an agent. So I told the brother, yeah, you right, I am an agent. But my question is, why are you watching the agent? Because that's the weirdest thing I ever heard. That's like saying the motherfucker's a snitch and then you go out to eat with him. Why? What's the point of even saying it? Then I went ahead and told the brother real talk. I said, listen, man, at the end of the day, I don't know you and you don't know me. So I'm sure this is just your stupid way of getting attention. But if you was wise, I could have put one of your videos on my channel and help you get more out there. Because the brothers that's high up, they not going to do that for you. But this is my point. People get lost in dumb stuff. He wants to be a troll or say dumb stuff for no reason. The stuff he's saying had no effect on my spirit, but I'm just looking like people just destroy their own selves for no reason. If you got a problem with something I teach because you think what you teach is better, then there's only one way to see who truly knows better. We have to converse on it and get to the bottom line. So this is what debating is to me. It's just sharpening swords and seeing what truly makes more sense. Therefore, that is the way. But people debate nowadays just to debate, and it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. Whoever's wrong will just keep talking like they wasn't, and this is how debating goes today. But the purpose of all of that is, for learning. It has nothing to do with being separate or all this goofy stuff. We have to be unified, but people have no clue what that is. They think being unified means you have to just say what they say and do what they do. People think unity is a matter of not saying something. Like a brother said, I'm not unified because I said something about the master teacher stuff that a lot of brothers say. Because it's deeper than just religio. A lot of people say they're master teachers. So he said, I'm against unity because I spoke out against that. And I'm in my mind like that's just one thing. Like, I can't say something that I don't like. If I say, hey, this brother did something that pissed me off, fuck him. What that got to do with being unified with the brother? I'm just saying, fuck that thing you did. Like, so we tend to get lost. There's no gray area. We think like a comment of disagreement or a comment on something that you don't like is a whole. That's not how things work with me. If you do something I don't like, I'm going to say something about that thing that you did I don't like. But that don't got nothing to do with you in a whole. I don't care about nobody in a whole like that.